Hey, good afternoon. Kirk Euler back with you. I'll tell you what, the leftists on social media are absolutely having kittens today, having kittens by the litterful today over the fact that I was quoted on radio and television yesterday saying that since the metrics don't make any sense, and we'll get into it again today, more data, since the metrics don't make any sense, our businesses in Placer County should not be penalized for doing everything right and not being the cause of what's going on as we are seeing increased cases, not just in Placer County, all over California and nationwide. We are seeing increased cases. No one doubts that. Everyone confirms that. Here's the point. We are now, 8 months into this nonsense? It's time that we have some rational conversations around policies that work and policies that don't work. And reflexively locking down, thinking that somehow that works, is horse crap. It doesn't work. We'll get into the numbers here in just a minute. But my challenge to those of you that are having kittens over the fact that I say Placer County businesses should not be shutting down just because we're seeing case rates increase, my challenge to you is this. Find me anywhere in California, in the U.S., in the world, where you can mathematically prove shutting down works. Shutting down stops the spread, makes cases go away, all that stuff. Show me. Because I got the numbers that will tell you otherwise. So we'll get into that. So what's happening? Placer County is being told that because of our cases per 100,000 residents, not our positivity, we're still good on our positivity rate, but our cases per 100,000 residents, we're being kicked back from the orange tier to the red tier. I guess Governor Newsom thinks that if we're in the red tier and we are further restricting our businesses, then we won't see case rates increase, right? I mean, is that the logic that he's using? Well, let's take a look at what's really going on in and around the Sacramento area with some of this. So here we are in Placer County, and this is what's happening with us. So you can see that, yes, we're trending up, and it's because of this trend up, and this is, again, cases, this is total cases and cases per 100,000. Trending up, no doubt. So because of this, we have to go from orange, which is less restrictive, to red, which is more restrictive because obviously if we restrict businesses, this won't happen, right? Well, what's going on in blue, YOLO County? Here's blue, YOLO County. YOLO County's already in red. They never made it to orange, even though in blue, YOLO County, where Joe Biden got 50% higher voters participation than Trump did, Placer County up here, Trump only beat Biden by about 6% in Placer County. Down here in YOLO County, Biden beat Trump by 50 points. So obviously, blue, YOLO County, they must be paying attention to the mask mandates, right? They must be doing everything that all our liberal friends are screaming that we have to do. They've been in the red this whole time. Look at what's happening to their cases. Well, if we have to go to red because this is happening to our cases, shouldn't there be evidence that being in red, shouldn't this be flat? What's happening in blue, Los Angeles County? Look at that. Blue, Los Angeles County. Cases are going up. Guess where they are? They're in the purple. They've had businesses basically shut down the entire time, and yet cases are going up. So show me where the argument gets made that being more restrictive has any correlation to cases. Show me where that happens. In fact, let's look at the raw numbers. Here are the raw numbers for the state of California, Placer County, and YOLO County. Total cases statewide, just under 1 million. Placer County, just under 5,000. YOLO County, about 3,500. On a per 100,000 basis, population per 100,000 basis, Placer County is half of the statewide average per 100,000. YOLO County, blue YOLO County, where everybody wears their masks and socially distance and listens to the governor and shuts down their businesses, 33% higher on a case per 100,000. Let's look at deaths. Placer County, 15 deaths per 100,000. Statewide, we are 1/3 of the deaths per 100,000, and in blue YOLO County, 94% higher death rate. So don't give me this crap about Republicans and the death cult and all this other stuff, because the numbers seem to indicate that it's y'all in the blue places that are getting yourselves killed. It's y'all in the blue places that are destroying your businesses, your economy, and dying anyway. So I'm done hearing this crap about, the death cult, those of us in the Republican areas and all the rest. No, we care about our businesses. We care about lives and livelihoods. What does it translate to when we look at the state, and why am I so against shutting down the state? Because the shutdowns do not correlate to where our risk actually is. All right? In other words, we shut down our businesses. Are we really affecting positively those people who the virus is affecting the most negatively? Again, more data. So here we are, population of the state of California broken down by age groups, okay? 0 to 34 years old, we're at about 18.7 million, 46% of the population. These are, when you think about these, schools, youth sports, all that good stuff, who else is in this category? The people who are in this category are predominantly the people who are the employees of our service industries. These are the people who go to the gym. These are the people who go out to movie theaters and bars. These are the people who work in the movie theaters and the bars and the restaurants. That's who we're talking about when we're talking about our under 34 crowd, okay? This is kind of your white collar crowd, pre-retirement white collar crowd, and you're at about 37% of the population is in that category. Here's our risk group, over 65. 15% of our population, almost 16% of our population is over 65. How do the cases break out? Well, you can see the cases fairly representative. About 46% of the cases matches up the population here pretty well. This is where it gets interesting. You have a higher percentage of cases in those people out there working. This is your office crowd. This is, the folks, the insurance agents and all the rest. This isn't the people working in the bars, the service. That's these people over here. This is your office crowd and all the rest. And fortunately, our elderly are underrepresented, about a third less cases than the population would indicate, right? Good thing. Where are our deaths? 1.6% of our deaths, almost 50% of our population, 1.6% of our deaths, 24% of our deaths, 37% of our population, 15% of our population, 73% of our deaths. What's that mean from a mortality rate standpoint? Now understand, this is already in percentage, so that's not 6% because it's 2 points outside of the decimal. No, that's already in percent. That is 6/100th. 6/100th of a percent is the mortality rate. When you take the number of deaths by the number of cases, 6/100th of 1%. 1% is the mortality rate in this age group, and then almost 13% in this age group. And yet we want to shut down all the businesses, all the industries that the young people frequent, that the young people work, where the young people work, and what makes up the majority of the young people's livelihoods. These are the industries that we are going to target by shutting down gyms and bars and restaurants and entertainment centers and places where people congregate. We are going after the largest percent of the population that has the smallest impact when it comes to this disease. This is why I am so against these lockdowns. There's no data, no evidence that lockdowns work and do anything other than increase our suicide rates, our alcoholism rates, and other things that we used to consider were part of public health. But anymore, as I said before, we no longer have public health officers. We only have COVID officers. We have got to get our economy open and going again, protect our elderly, make sure that we continue to provide services to them in a safe fashion, protect them. But for the rest of us, let's get back to work.